They lied to you. Every productivity guru, every rise and grind motivational reel, every sleepless entrepreneur podcast echoing in your earbuds. You've been sold a narrative, not a harmless one, a weaponized illusion dressed as wisdom, a system-level con that ensures you stay just productive enough to never question why you're still broke, anxious, overworked, and stuck. The problem is this: modern society glorifies the grind, relentless, dopamine-fueled hustle, the badge of honor worn by those willing to bleed, skip sleep, and sacrifice their present for a tomorrow that never arrives. The narrative tells you that if you just push harder, longer, louder, you'll arrive at wealth, at freedom, at peace. But no one arrives, because the destination was a mirage. I honestly have been there, and I realized it was a concept dangled just out of reach. And those who chase it feed a machine designed to extract time, attention, and labor while disguising it as purpose. So today we dissect the three core deceptions fueling this grind culture. The lie of endless hustle. The myth of passion equals paycheck. The false promise of arriving. Each of these ideas wasn't designed to liberate you. They exist to keep you docile, distracted, and dependent. Part 1. The lie of endless hustle. Modern work fetishism. There's a peculiar sickness in the modern world: productivity fetishism. We no longer ask whether work is meaningful, ethical, or aligned. We ask how many hours you logged, how early you woke up, how many back-to-back meetings you endured, how many projects you shipped. This fetish isn't accidental. It's cultural conditioning. It's why exhausted entrepreneurs are praised. It's why burned-out artists are romanticized. And it's why you feel guilty resting. The system benefits, you don't. What you're sold as grinding is often unpaid, unrecognized labor for a system that doesn't reward effort, only leverage. The freelancers pulling all-nighters don't inherit capital. The minimum wage worker clocking 60 hours doesn't buy equity. The startup founder bleeding for their app rarely cashes out. Because hustle without leverage is exploitation. Why the hard work pays off narrative persists. This story survives because it's profitable for those at the top. If you believe your burnout is a virtue, you won't organize. You won't demand equity. You won't question the model. You'll self-police your exhaustion as discipline. Meanwhile, the system extracts more labor, more hours, more compliance, and praises you for it. Part 2. The myth of passion equals paycheck. The romanticization of turning passion into income. Society sells a fantasy. Find what you love, monetize it, never work a day in your life. A convenient myth. Because the moment your passions become commodities, they're exposed to market forces. And markets don't care about your soul. The exploitation of the creative class. From writers to designers, coaches to influencers, millions grind in passion-based industries for scraps, exposure, or fleeting attention. Platforms promise opportunity, but extract disproportionate value. The artist earns a fraction of ad revenue while the platform scales. Passion becomes obligation. What once was play becomes obligation. The hobby that gave you peace now demands output. The thing you loved now triggers stress, because once it's monetized, it's no longer yours. Why this myth survives? It keeps you chasing. Always one product, course, book deal, viral video away from escape. A perpetual loop of performance, and a distracted, overworked, underpaid creative class is a compliant one. Part 3. The false promise of arriving, the illusion of the finish line. The hustle gospel whispers a promise: keep grinding and you will arrive. At some vague, euphoric destination where money, status, and peace converge. A finish line. But there is no arrival. Because ambition compounds. The goalpost moves. The metrics escalate. The six-figure earner chases 7. The viral creator obsesses over the next hit. And the cycle feeds itself. Why arrival is a useful fiction. If people realize there's no final reward, the grind would collapse. But as long as you believe happiness exists just beyond the next milestone, you'll keep running. What actually happens? Those who arrive often find emptiness, success without peace, wealth without rest, status without joy. Because the grind extracted their health, relationships, and presence, and those things don't respawn. The real game, leverage over labor. What moves the needle isn't hours, it's leverage. Wealth is built not by labor, but by ownership. Not by hours worked, but by assets controlled. Those with equity, scalable systems, or network effects escape the grind. But grind culture downplays this. It glorifies effort, demonizes rest, and avoids conversations about power. Because if too many people stopped grinding and started building leverage, the system would destabilize. Examples of leverage: code, software scales infinitely at marginal cost. Media, one video, article, or book can reach millions passively. Capital, money earns money. Networks, access creates compounding opportunity. The winners play leverage games, the masses grind. Why the deception works? It aligns with identity. People conflate identity with labor. I'm a hustler, I'm a builder, I'm always grinding. These labels become prisons, because to rest feels like betrayal. To pivot feels like failure. It feeds the ego. Busyness signals importance. The overbooked calendar, the unread emails, the sleep deprivation. It performs significance, and ego loves performance. It's socially rewarded. The grind is public. The consequences are private. Society applauds hustle posts. It doesn't track your burnout. Escaping the deception. Recognize the game. See the system for what it is. Productivity as pacification. Grind culture as compliance. Stop playing games you can't win. Pursue leverage, not labor. Identify assets you can build once and benefit from infinitely. Content, code, capital, connections. Guard your energy. Rest isn't laziness, it's strategy. Clarity lives in stillness. Insight blooms in emptiness. Stop outsourcing your time. Detach identity from output. You are not your grind. You are not your productivity. You are not your job title. Identity anchored to labor will drown with it. Redefine. Arrival isn't a number, it's agency. Control over your time, environment, and focus. Autonomy over your attention. Freedom from games you didn't design. This is my conclusion after decades of that life. The grind was never about you. It was about what you could produce for others. The great deception isn't that hustle exists, but that it was ever yours. See the machine. Exit the performance. Build leverage. Own your time, then disappear. This was never about working harder. It was about waking up.